I'd like to invite Wayne Smith from the National Fire Industries Association to say a few words. The fire industry was our sponsor for this session, so thank you.
Thank you. So on behalf of the National Fire Industry Association, we feel quite privileged and honoured and humbled to be able to sponsor, to be part of the sponsorship crew for this event, and particularly for this session. I think John Brady said at the introduction that NFIA, or National Fire Industry Association, has been part of the mates in construction journey for many years. And I can vividly remember what John called day one. One of the great things, one of the great joys that we've had is to be able to see mates when they had one employee, Jorgen, without even admin support or anything, just Jorgen. And by his leadership to grow that organisation to where we have 300 people who can come to a conference like this today. It's a great effort. So in the first place, please join me in thanking Jorgen and the Mates in Construction team for what they've been able to achieve. For what they've been able to achieve in only, I think, 9 short years. Also, I want to thank the speakers today, Chris and the CBUS crew, for sharing that innovative program that CBUS has grown out of Victoria in the first place. To Mark, that was an inspiring piece of information about your life, and it's probably an insignificant thing to say thank you for doing that, but that was just inspiring. So thanks, Mark, again. And thanks to Ingrid and Pip for also sharing your information. And I guess from me, the takeout was, and I'm sure it would be for many people in the room, that you've taken tragedy and turned it into new life, not for yourselves, but more importantly for people like us that can gather in a room and learn so much from your stories and how you took that and made it into such a positive thing that can reach out to the community and support and inspire the community. So thank you to Pip and Ingrid as well. Thank you. That's it. Thank you, mate. Thank you.
So can I invite Ingrid, Pip, Mark, Chris, Tom to come back up, and is anybody got any questions that they have of our speakers? And while they're coming up, I would just like to say, remind people that today has been some pretty tough stuff. So if you're struggling and you want someone to talk to, please seek out a mates in construction person, someone that, or one of our assist workers. You'll see them with the assist badges on them. There are people that you can talk to, because one of the things that we want to know is that you're safe and that you go home safe. So any questions, please? Yes.
Just as a broad question to all the speakers. One of the things that we really struggle as a country is to change the culture or change the stigma surrounding mental health in the media, in the government, in different industries. So I seem to think that, and I want to get your thoughts on this because you're a varying industries example, is that I think we should be focusing more at a grassroots level. So changing the way apprenticeships are taught and the lessons that they get forward are more are inclusive of how to manage their mental health, how to manage the stress, and all of those things at a level where people are starting off in the industry, so that we try to A, change the culture, and B, have people out there that have got a mindset that's more open than our generation. So I mean, do you feel that would be a worthwhile path to focus?
Can we perhaps start and do and go across? So, yeah. Mark?
Yeah, I think you're right onto it there. We said downstairs earlier on about how much sort of health and safety is sort of crammed into you when you first start, particularly in construction. And I think it'd be fantastic if just as much was done about mental health awareness at the same sort of level. The same sort of level of health and safety. I mean, you see accidents, like still accidents, but I mean, compared to what they were 20 years ago, we've got a lot less accidents at work now. I mean, if you can somehow integrate mental health awareness into your health and safety as well, I think that's from the very beginning. I think this is maybe a bit harder. I'm not too sure actually, but I'd love to be the way I suggest going about it.
But it seems to me, sorry, that for everyone in this room, health and safety means mental health as part of it.
Yeah.
But for everyone outside of this room, health and safety does not include mental health. So if we start at the grassroots level, isn't it more practical to try to change that at a grassroots level as well as helping other people?
Yeah.
I know
Chris?
CBUS, we actually support a few different programs around the country. I mean, it's a national industry, but it's all very state-based, so different things happen in different states. In Victoria, the redundancy fund that you go with has specific programs aimed at apprentices and suicidal awareness and mental health support. That's the piece that we actually support in Victoria, is that exact work. And it's effective in terms of actually getting out and speaking to the apprentices. It's the risk, I mean, there's young people and old people that are high risk in terms of suicide in our industry. So I think you hit the nail on the head, that we really do actually have to look at ways to concentrate. So there's learnings, I think, in different parts of the country that we can take around.
Pip?
I think it's completely important that we look at that next generation. And I was, originally thought that, well, hang on, this needs to come from the top down. We need to see that the employers are actually accepting this change and it will filter down. It was only a couple of months ago that I had someone say to me, well, if you can actually change, start at the ground and work your way up, and actually it's those masses that mean when they say we want this, those at the top have to listen. And it really changed my thinking that we need to actually go back to, in my case, the tradies on the ground doing the job, because the stress gets passed down and we need to support those guys at the grassroots level to create the change to the industry.
And just, thank you, Pip. And just before passing over, I just want to add to the comment that Chris made in the work that CBUS does. Mates in Construction also do a life skills toolbox, and that's for our apprentices. And so that is aimed at the things that you're talking about. So they look at the mental health, they look at budgeting, they look at finance, they look at social media, look at gambling, so trying to give some of those skills at that big level, at that grassroots level, because they then become our workforce. So they're taking that with them when they come to the workforce. So,
from a larger base of people rather than from a smaller base of people at the top.
And, and it's good to hear that this is something that people are looking at nationally. Yeah, thank you. Tom?
Yeah, I think echoing what's been said, but I guess working as upstream as possible in the prevention space is exactly where the work needs to go. I think that the apprentices in the industry at the moment, if that message is coming across and it means something and they adopt that, then they're going to be the kind of the leaders, the leaders in the industry, and that message can then systematically change filter on down into those organisations. I think that's kind of where that would go. I think, and it's been this morning's session around the difficulty for many industries to ask for help, but the potential to give that help to them and to be accepted, if that's much more business as usual later on through that work that gets done at the grassroots level now, then I think that's going to be much more impactful.
Thank you, Tom. Ingrid?
Two things I'd like to add. First of all, this isn't going to be an overnight thing. This is going to take us a long, long time. And the fact is we're already in a great space, as I've said in my presentation. I remember coming to this session as we are now all starting to gain momentum. Each and every one of us has got an opportunity to walk out the door and talk to someone at different levels, or different ages and different stages, and it's a multi-pronged approach that we need. I think Super Friends do a great job in the way that they're trying to emulate programs for workplaces across the sector in different layers, in different ways. And it's about not one, there's no one organisation that's got a silver bullet for this. That's what we've got to work together as a community, as people from all walks of life coming together to say, we've each got a role to play in this really important area. And if we each take our own little jobs and what we're putting our sandpits to come together more often to have these sorts of conversations, that's when we can teach people skills and confidence to actually know how to help recognise some of the symptoms and things like, well, how do we have a conversation? And how do we then go further to develop a culture on an organisational level that's okay, that's supportive, that's resilient, and able to cope with all of these different things. So it's a multi-layered prong approach, and I have to say the community's changing a lot more. We are much more out there than we used to be. I know that there's still that sense of, I wish there was a campaign. Well, it's slowly, never fast enough, happening. But let's keep it up, let's together.
Thank you. I'm very conscious that we're coming into lunchtime. I would like everyone to put their hands together and thank our speakers today.